Hey guys, welcome back. Today I want to talk to you about the Dewalt 12-inch bar, 20-volt cordless chainsaw. Check it out. I got this saw because we like to clean a lot of brush at the property, cutting the trails and stuff, and where the trees make a Y, it has a little trouble going into the WC68 Woodland Mills wood chipper, and because it's kind of like a top handle saw, so I'm hoping it'll help with lower limbs on the trail. It's small enough to fit on my ATV without taking up too much room, and sometimes you don't want to go all the way out there with a big old saw. It's got an oil fill window, so you can see how much bar oil that's in the tank. And of course, got that little tiny 12-inch bar. Some guys change it to a larger bar, but I think that kind of defeats the purpose of a saw this compact. And it's got a chain brake, pretty much shuts down once you let off the trigger. It's got a safety button here, so you can't pull the trigger unless you push that button. I don't have the battery in here, so I could be safe while I'm making a video. I don't want to cut myself. And it comes with a 5 amp hour battery and one charger, so you should probably purchase a separate battery. That way you have something that's ready to go when this one dies out. You can put a bigger battery in, but then it starts to get kind of heavy. The other thing I like is it's got this chain tensioner, and the cover just spins off with this plastic lever here. And remember, it's plastic, so don't go throwing this in the truck or throwing it around or dropping it off the tractor and running it over, because it'll break. And everything's captured, so you're not gonna lose nothing. You know, when you're out in the woods and taking stuff apart, if you drop a nut, like on the old saws, and you can't find it, you're pretty much dead in the water. So here's the chain tensioner. There's the little pin that goes back and forth. See the tension in the bar? Of course, the oil passage here. And there's even a little diagram or picture of which way the chain's gonna rotate. Isn't that cool? It's got plastic dogs. I don't know if you can see that. They're kind of sharp. But remember, this is just a plastic saw. I mean, you're not gonna be cutting 100-foot trees down with it. It's just for brush, at least in my case. Let's put this thing back together so we can use it. Oh, by the way, when you're putting it together, there's this rubber boot here for the chain brake. Make sure you don't get that caught underneath the cover. You'll see what I'm talking about when you put it together. It wants to pinch it. See, look. So when you get closer, you can kind of see how I'm doing that. Pull it out and then finish. Okay, now it's snug. Back it off a little bit. You can tell the chain's totally sagging. You want to pull up. Let's pull up here. And we'll tighten this up until it just touches the bar. And then you can test it again. That might be a little too snug. We'll back it up a little bit. All right, that's good. Because your chain's gonna heat up and stretch a little bit anyway. All right, now we'll snug her down. Not too much, because it's plastic. You don't want to break that. Let's put some oil in it so we can take it out and do stuff with it. And I don't know if you've ever seen one of these, but it's like a grease tip injector. Oh, I better close that before I make a mess. Now you can see that the oil's full, which is kind of nice. I don't know if you know this, but most saws have this little hole at the tip of the bar. Not all of them, because I've seen some without. And this tool, you just shove it on that hole and it injects grease. Oh, it's kind of cold right now. There we go, I get a block of wood there. Then you just kind of shove that in the hole and give it a push. And that'll inject grease into this little sprocket that's in the tip of the bar. Might have came out the other side, yep. Came out the other side a little bit. That's just one of those things that you learn after a while. Okay, I think she's ready to go. Oh yeah, don't forget the battery. And it goes in like this. Well, not like that. It goes in like this. There we go. That was virtually no weight on the saw and just letting the saw kind of cut. And plus, I don't have it strapped down, so I'm gonna go get a strap and strap it to the forks so that I can actually put some down pressure and see how much this saw can handle. And just to show that I'm serious about strapping this down, I got a diamond plated strap. They're a lot stronger than the regular strap. You gotta get one. Let's see how this cuts. I got one coaster already. Let's go. Notice when I push the button and pull the trigger, it ramps up. I don't know if you've seen that. Well, here we go. I think it works. Hey, check this out. I just noticed something. It says brushless on the bar. So that means, I guess at the property, it'd be really good at getting rid of brush. I'm joking. Just for shits and giggles, let's just go the other way with it. Messing up my pretty bark. Anybody need some coasters? Nothing gets wasted around here. Well, after using it, I noticed that it ramps up when you pull the trigger. That's kind of neat. Just let it wind up all the way before you hit the wood. One of the things I think would make this a better saw would be if it had a variable speed trigger on it. But besides that, I mean, everything else seems to be pretty good. I would have loved to have a gas-powered top handle, but the price of those are way out of my budget. For the price of this saw, I think a homeowner or anybody that's using this saw to clean up branches like after winter and not looking to cut down a big ass tree. For yard cleanup, this would be a great saw. For any contractor, it'd be awesome too, so they don't have to wait for a saw to warm up, because normally they don't anyway, so this would be perfect. Let's talk about some maintenance and long-term storage. We're gonna take the thing apart here, because this is where all the chips and everything go. And there's quite a bit of material in there. Take this out here. You can see all that stuff on there. Put that aside. And what I like to do is take one of my old toothbrushes, make sure the oil passage is clean, which is actually pretty clean, but I didn't really use it very long. And then you just kind of use it and use the toothbrush and rub everything out the way. Then take your air compressor, blow all kinds of oil all over your floor, you know. That's always fun. Get a rag, since I got crap everywhere anyway, might as well just use it. Get a rag, wipe everything out, make sure there's no chips inside the oil passage there. And of course, blow out the cover, blow this off outside. Might as well blow off the bar and put the bar back on. Put your cover back on. This is a pretty sweet setup. It's pretty easy. And again, with the toothbrush, clean off your cap for your oil. Open that up. And I like to just put the oil right back into my oil container. This way I know through the season or when it gets really hot, it's not gonna push oil out. I don't know what your guys' thoughts are on leaving the tank of oil in or out. I always take it out because it seems to drip out or leak out of every saw I've owned. I've changed the tube inside on my steel saw and they still leak. It just seems like over the seasons, all the different temperatures, and I think the tank gets pressurized just from the hot and cold temperatures. I've heard that if you fill up your tank all the way, there's less expansion. I don't know, I've never done that. I mean, I've left oil in there, but it probably was half full and the air in there expanded and pushed it out. I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on that, because I'd like to figure that one out. The same thing with the gas, you know, on my gas saws. I mean, when I pull that cap, there's a lot of pressure in there. And I kind of wonder if I filled it up all the way, would that be better, or should I be draining out the gas tank too? Anyways, on this saw, I don't have to worry about gas. And one of the things I like about this saw is it's smaller and it's portable. And I feel like for its size, it's got pretty good power. I mean, I leaned into it. You can feel it dogging a little bit, and then you just back off pressure. I feel comfortable that it's a good purchase, and I'm happy with it so far. I'll show more of it this summer when we're using the wood chipper. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and if you like this content, that's awesome. I'll try to put another video up here that you might like. Thanks for checking out the video, and remember, keep it on the sunny side.